Every year, AI seems to just explode, right? But as we look ahead to 2026, the biggest change isn't just about making one model a little bit smarter. No, it's about building an entire ecosystem where they all work together and, more importantly, work with us. So let's dive into the 8 key trends that are really going to define this next era of AI.
For the past few years, the whole race has been about scale. Bigger models, more data, more parameters. But the most interesting question for 2026 isn't how much bigger can they get? It's this: what comes after just making them smarter?
And the answer, the one big idea you should take away from this, is that AI is evolving from a bunch of powerful, separate brains into a true interconnected ecosystem. This is the crucial point. We're moving from just having single tools to building collaborative, intelligent systems that live and work across both the digital and the physical worlds.
Okay, so if we're going to build this new ecosystem, we have to start with the foundation it's all built on. This isn't just about one kind of computer chip anymore. It's a whole new way of thinking about computing power.
This first trend is called amorphous hybrid computing. It sounds complicated, but the idea is actually super smart and simple. Instead of a one-size-fits-all approach, the system is smart enough to give each task to the best tool for the job. You can see it here. Simple logic goes to a CPU. The massive, heavy-lifting tasks, like training an AI, that's a job for a GPU or a TPU. And for the really, really complex optimization problems, well, that's where we bring in the new players, QPUs, quantum processing units. It's all about using the right tool for every single job, which just makes the whole system way faster and more efficient.
That leads us right into our next trend. Quantum computing is finally getting a real job. By 2026, we expect quantum to jump out of the research lab and start solving actual, real-world business problems. Now, don't worry, it's not going to replace your laptop. Think of it more like a super specialist you call in for the kinds of problems that are currently just impossible to solve.
And while quantum is busy with those huge problems, something equally amazing is happening on the complete opposite end of the spectrum. We're talking about reasoning at the edge. This means we're getting these incredibly smart but really small and efficient AI models put directly onto our devices. They can actually reason, not just predict things, and they can do it all offline. This is a game changer for privacy, for speed, and for reliability, whether it's on your phone, in your car, or on a factory floor.
Okay, so we have this powerful new computing foundation. What's the next layer we build on top of that? Well, it's all about the agents, the digital workers that are going to get things done. We're not talking about a single AI anymore. We're talking about entire teams of them.
And this is called multi-agent orchestration. Instead of trying to build one giant know-it-all AI, the much smarter move is to create a team of specialists. Think about it like building a company. You don't hire one person to handle marketing, finance, and engineering. You hire an expert for each role. Well, AI is finally catching on to that same logic. And this slide shows you exactly how that works in practice. First, you have a planner agent. It's the project manager. It takes a big, complex goal and breaks it down into smaller, doable steps. Then you have your specialized worker agents. One might be a coding genius, another a data analyst, and they get to work on those tasks. And finally, you have a critic agent that comes in and reviews all the work. It's like a quality control inspector, making sure everything is up to snuff. It's a whole self-correcting digital assembly line.
So when you scale this up, what do you get? You get a true digital labor workforce. These teams of agents can understand really complex requests, they can run entire workflows, and they can plug right into the software that businesses are already using. But the most important piece of this whole puzzle is the human, who's still in the loop providing that oversight and strategic direction. This isn't about replacing people, it's about giving us superpowers.
So we have the computing backbone and we have the digital workforce. What's the next logical step for this ecosystem? Well, it's got to break out of the computer and start interacting with our physical reality. And this is where things get really, really interesting. Up until now, AI has pretty much lived in a 2D world of text and pixels. But physical AI is a whole different animal. It sees and thinks about the world in 3D. It actually understands concepts like gravity and that objects don't just disappear. And most importantly, through robotics, it can take direct action in the physical world. This is the big trend that's going to move humanoid robots out of the lab and into warehouses, factories, and beyond.
Now, as AI enters our world, it also needs to enter our social world. That's where social computing comes in. It's all about building a shared memory between you and your AI agents. Imagine having a project assistant AI that not only gets your current request, but remembers every single conversation you've ever had about that project. It learns your preferences, it anticipates your needs. The whole point is to achieve a collective intelligence, where the human AI team is way smarter than either one could be on its own. So, an ecosystem this powerful, one that spans our digital and our physical worlds, can't just be the Wild West. It can't operate without rules. As AI becomes more autonomous and woven into our lives, building systems for trust and governance becomes absolutely critical.
And listen, this isn't some far-off theoretical problem. This is happening right now. The EU AI Act, which is a landmark piece of regulation, is set to be fully up and running by mid-2026. And just like GDPR became the global standard for data privacy, a lot of people expect the EU AI Act to become the blueprint for AI rules all around the world.
So what does this mean in the real world? It means we are officially entering the era of verifiable AI. As you can see from the points here, companies are going to have to prove their systems can be audited and traced. They'll need to clearly document any risks, be transparent with users, and show exactly where their training data came from. The days of "trust us, it just works" are over.
So let's bring it all together. From hybrid computing and quantum utility to AI agent teams, physical robots, and global governance, all of these trends, they all point in one clear direction. We are watching a fundamental shift from developing isolated AI models to building intelligent, collaborative ecosystems.
These 8 trends paint a picture of a very different future for AI, one that's more integrated, more physical, and more collaborative than anything we've seen before. But this is just our analysis of the source material. The real question we want to leave you with is this: which of these trends do you believe will have the biggest impact? And maybe, what do you think we missed? The conversation is just getting started.